Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Here's the traffic as soon as I start my fucking video. This is going to be my favorite patchouli fragrances video. And every sort of season or so, I do like, hey, these are my favorite notes, fragrances I've tried. Doesn't make these the best patchouli fragrances ever. These are the best patchouli fragrances I have and that I've tried. So I do a list of I think last time we did tea. I think next is, well, actually I'm not going to say what's next, but I think next will be one you enjoy. But I wanted to do patchouli because patchouli is a note that I really didn't start to appreciate until I started to get patchouli materials to make my own fragrances. So I have different patchouli essential oils, patchouli absolute. Patchouli absolute is one of the most beautiful things you'll ever smell. My voice might sound distant because I'm actually looking for some of my patchouli absolute, but patchouli is just beautiful. You know, it can have different qualities. It can have a really green sort of fresh quality, right? It can have a menthol quality. Patchouli absolute can have chocolate qualities. It can have really gourmand qualities with that chocolate. It can have super mentholated. So I'm starting to really enjoy patchouli as a note and the way different perfumers use patchouli. So the way I do these videos, I'm going to give you some of the best fragrances that I've sampled, and I have samples of patchouli. I'm going to give you my 5 favorite patchouli fragrances I have bottles of, and I'm going to give you a couple honorable mentions as well. So first I'm going to talk quickly about the best patchouli fragrances I've sampled, and I'll talk to you about whether I want bottles of any of these patchouli fragrances. Love the Le Labo patchouli. Don't think I'll get a bottle, but it's a totally different type of patchouli. It almost has a smoky barbecue element to it. I like Angel Men. I don't actually like Angel Men. I like the way patchouli is used in Angel Men. I don't like Angel Men. I think it's just not for me. CB, I Hate Perfumes, has a fragrance called Patchouli Empire. Great patchouli fragrance. Laboratorio Olfativo, Patchouli-ful. Coquillette Sumatera. Frederic Mal Monsieur, that's what I want a bottle of. I think they did a boozy patchouli there nicely with some, I think it's either tangerine or clementine. Hungry, Smell Bent did Hungry Hippies, which is a pot brownie fragrance with patchouli in it. Lalique Hommage Voyage, Boss Cashmere patchouli, really nice smooth patchouli. Malbousson one I just started to really get into. Everyone knows Malbousson from M Generation. Malbousson which has been discontinued, which I just recently figured out I need a bottle of, is a wonderful shaving cream fragrance that if you like Rive Gauche, you might want Malbousson so check that one out. My buddy Sven was SP Parfums fragrance, shaving cream inspired fragrance, Lignum Vitae Forte. Beautiful patchouli fragrance, want a bottle of that. Want a bottle of Malbousson Home, want a bottle of Cashmere Patchouli, want a bottle of Hungry Hippies. Patchouli Boheme by LM Parfums, want a bottle of that. Want a bottle of Christian Dior Patchouli Imperial, one of my favorite from their private blends. Molinard Patchouli Intense, want a bottle of that. Xenia Javanese Patchouli, beautiful pure patchouli fragrance. Serge Lutens Berneo 1834 might be my favorite patchouli fragrance. I want a bottle of that. It's been a difficult one to get. I think that's only in the bell jars. The Women's Angel, beautiful patchouli fragrance. Portrait of a Lady has some patchouli in it. And Brocken Man by Amouage. So those are the ones I've sampled that I really enjoy, the patchouli. Now as far as the ones I'm going to mention, there's 7. The 2 honorable mentions are not in the top 5. The top 5 are in no particular order, but these are 2 that just didn't make my top 5 that I think are nice patchouli fragrances. First one is from the house of, believe it or not, I think it's Parlux, and it's just called, oops, there goes the cap on this one. It's Animal, and it's one of the first patchouli one of the first fragrances I bought when I started doing this, and I said I didn't like Angel Men, and I don't. I like this so much better than Angel Men. This is sort of pineapple and honey and vanilla and patchouli, and to me this is a better version of Angel Men. Some people might scoff at me, but I think this is a really nice patchouli fragrance. It's fruity, it's sweet, it's gourmand. Kind of smells like a mix between like pure Havana, pure malt, and the original Angel. And it's like $23 or something. It's got that dark juice. You don't want to get the regular Animal. You want to make sure you get Animal for men. But guys, you know me. If I'm putting this shit up there in my top, right, patchouli fragrances, honorable mention, then it's something you should at least look at if you're going to pay $20 for it. The other honorable mention is from the house of Parfumerie Generale. And yeah, this is so good. The perfumer wanted to make this one smell like his father's old school cigar box. So this is Cose, and you can get 30 mLs. I think this might be the 50 ml. This is a 50 ml, but 30 mLs of these are cheap. And this is so fucking good. This is patchouli. There's a cannabis note in here. You won't really pick that up. There's like a spicy pepper. There's tobacco. There's chocolate. It does smell like an old cigar box. Like if you've ever had like a grandfather that has like an old cigar box, you open it up and there's keepsakes in there, but it sort of retained that really old, dusty, sweet tobacco. That's what this one smells like. This is a great brand. There's so many jewels within this brand. This is just a great perfumer. So I can't even recommend this one enough, especially when you can get like a bottle for $100. It's Pierre Guillaume, and you see I've worn a good deal of this one. And this is such a great patchouli reference. This is probably the main note, and this is probably patchouli. It's a wonderful gourmand fragrance, I call it. So those are the two honorable mentions. Let's do top 5. Again, no order here, right? Like these are just the 5 in my collection I like best. First one is going to be Bulgar Port Home, and I gave this a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it, and I think I'd have to keep that even after, knowing all I know about perfumes. Yeah, guys, this is Tonka Patchouli Lavender. This is one of the best shaving cream. We talk about shaving cream references, and I say how much I like Maupassant Pour Homme. This to me, and this is pure shaving foam, and I think this is Maurice Rousseau. I'm just gonna look that up real quick. It is Maurice Rousseau, which he had from Norbert Bijouet, but it's a 2004 release, and I think you can get this for like $15. And holy fucking shit, like this is just a beautiful. There's Tonka Patchouli Lavender. You just can't go wrong with this. I love the patchouli at the top. Patchouli at the top is beautiful. Next one we're going to talk about is from the House of Tom Ford. This one, and by the way, my close to just buying a bottle, blind buying Bout de Jour, now that it's been released in the regular line, and it's getting compared to Rive Gauche. But yeah, this is just it's just that Black Orchid steam, man. Beautiful chocolate, patchouli, truffle, florals in this one. I think it's unisex. I think it's one of the sexiest fragrances to wear for a man. I mean, people might dispute that, and I get it, but I think the top notes of chocolate and truffle and patchouli just work so well. And patchouli here on a floral fragrance, not used as sort of a shaving cream or a super masculine reference, is just so well done. I don't understand how every guy who really wants to scheme on women or their girl doesn't have a bottle of Black Orchid. It's just so fucking good, man. I love Black Orchid. Next one, yeah, if you don't have a bottle of this, you're bugging, my dudes. You're just bugging. This is one of the, if you like patchouli, let's say that. Oh my god, I smell this now. I can't believe how good this is. This is from the House of Chanel, and this is Cormandel. Ooh, this is the old one. I know they did some reformulations. I just didn't need that crazy bottle, that big one. I got this one, and I think I'm good with it. But Yeah, this is, I mean, it's white chocolate, it's incense and patchouli. I mean, you think about that. White chocolate, incense, and patchouli. Be careful with the trigger. This is one of the few fragrances. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But I was in a room with some pretty important people and one chick who, I don't like her. But she did leave the company that I worked for, but she went, oh, PU. And so, it never happens to me. I'm really good with it, but and I was like, Chanel Cormandel, you know? She's like, I don't know, that's perfume. And I was just like, oh, whatever. And I take that to heart, right? And I think that was from 3 sprays. So it's strong, but it's beautiful. It's dense, though. You know, it's chocolate, patchouli, and incense, but beautiful, beautiful perfume. Gotta have that one. Next one is from the House of Guerlain. You know, this is another one with chocolate and patchouli. So actually, you know, we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here, right? Because Coze had chocolate and patchouli. Black Orchid has chocolate and patchouli. Cormandel has chocolate and patchouli. This one has chocolate and patchouli. Chocolate and patchouli just work. But this is Lidge. And this is not the extreme version. That's fine. I think you can do either. I'd always recommend trying both and seeing which one works for you. Maybe you like both and want both. I like this one because it's a little bit more, it's lighter. It's a little lighter. The citrus is more forward. But really, this is a beautiful mix of like chocolate, patchouli, sandalwood, citrus. There's some spices in this one. It's just super easy to wear. Really upscale, classy fragrance. One of those fragrances, like, a lot of these, with the exception of probably Cormandel, every one of them, Animal, Cozy, Bogart, Black Orchid, maybe let's take Black Orchid out. Let's say Poirhomme, Lidge without the E, Animal, Cozy are fragrances that just punch above their weight in terms of price. Like, you'll get this and you'll smell like you're wearing something so stupid expensive, and it's not that expensive. All of these are just really classy fragrances, and of course, Lidge is in that group as well. The last one, the 5th one I'm going to talk about in my collection, the 5th best patchouli fragrance I like in my collection, is from the House of Narciso, right? And this is just simply there for him, okay? And this is a simple, really simple fragrance by Francis Kurkdjian. This is a beautiful violet leaf fragrance with some musk and patchouli. And my buddy Peter over at Fragrance View, he talked about I think it was the perfume version of this, or the another version of this. It's sort of a fragrance that you'd smell in the future, like very futuristic. And I totally agree with that. I think the whole Narciso men's line is really almost like, I could see Kanye West. No matter what you think of him, you could sort of see in his creativity with his sneakers and his clothing, even with his music in some cases, that he is always sort of thinking of the future and what in 100 years things will be like, and sort of very also, you know, austere and androgynous and sort of plain Jane and, you know, just sort of muted. And I think this is a really good example of that. I think this is just really sort of dry and clean and crisp and sort of unisex and just very industrial almost. But it's a beautiful mix of patchouli, musk, and violet. And I think violet and patchouli playing together, you sort of have this almost purple, right, with the violet, if you understand what I'm saying, right? This sort of purple. And you have this green with the patchouli and the white with the musk, and you sort of form this wonderful, very like almost bone dry, easy to pull off, sheer sort of thing going on, right? Where there's nothing really dark, and there's nothing other than the white, which is the absence of color. There's nothing like light, right? So it's just sort of this very light, sheer fragrance that just works as like something you can wear as like a bubble around you without any sort of offense. It's violet, it's patchouli, and it's musk. There's no citruses popping. There's no resins. You know what I'm saying? There's really, other than the violet, there's no florals. It's just very streamlined. It's a really streamlined fragrance. It's brilliantly. This to me, I love Le Male. Don't get me wrong. I love Le Male, and I'm starting to get the genius of Baccarat Rouge. This to me is the most genius thing Francis Kurkdjian's ever done, bar none. This is another level in terms of like, whoa, you know, like for me, that's just me. Anyway, so guys, my top 5, and I know I've rambled, I'm so sorry about that. Animal by Parlux, Animal Animal, honorable mention Cozy, Parfumerie Generale, Bogart Porom, Tom Ford Black Orchid, Chanel Cormandel, Lids without the E by Guerlain, and Narciso Rodriguez. For him are my top 5 patchouli fragrances that I own, and of course I mentioned the other ones that I really love and would like to have. And if I get them all one day, I'll redo this video. Let me know your favorite patchouli fragrance in the comments, and let me know which note you like to see next. I'll see you again in the
underground like the Earth's core. I tell my peeps, rest assured, forget over the years, cause believe me, over loops you'll see you're worth more. I'm not a killer or a dealer, a cat pillar or squealer, just a rap thriller kept from the scene before I see. Now I know a crab when I see one.